Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Grandma. Today we're going to be making my version of Tim Hortons Fruit Explosion Muffins. They use kind of like a jam or jelly sort of filling. I'm using fresh fruit. So what you start with is your basic muffin mix. No anything special about it. So we're going to start with this. You're going to put 1/2 cup of butter into your mixing bowl. 1/2 cup. I will put all the list of ingredients in the bottom in the description, and then you can all follow along with my video. This recipe is the kind that you just put everything in the bowl and mix it. You don't have to mix the dry ingredients in one bowl, the wet ingredients in another bowl, and use up all your bowls and take all that extra time. This is quick and easy. Alright, so to that we're going to add 1 cup of sugar. Now it says depending on the sweetness of your fruit, you can use more or less, but I'm going to stick to 1 cup because I have such a big assortment of fruit. You can use any sort of fruit that you like. So 1 cup of sugar goes in, and we're going to give that just a little mix, just to give the butter kind of mixed around. Not melted, but mixed in. Just incorporated. You don't want big chunks. It's easier if you mix as you go. And with muffins, you never want to overmix. If your batter is a little bit lumpy, that's okay. You don't want it real smooth, because then what happens is when you bake it, you're going to end up with bubbles. You're going to end up with air bubbles in your muffins or banana bread or whatever it is you're making. Any kind of thing like that, you don't want to mix it till smooth. Cakes, cupcakes, yes, very smooth. But muffins, not so much. So there we go. There's our butter and sugar all mixed in, nice and incorporated. To that we're going to add 2 eggs. And 1 egg. And 2 eggs. That one did not want to crack. We're going to mix those in. If you stir as you go, then when you get to the end, you're not over mixing when the dry ingredients goes in. There we go. Oh, that is nice and creamy and good, and that's what you're looking for. Right there is what you're looking for. Okay, so to that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And that goes. And 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm running low. I got this on my grocery list for this week. I've used so much lately. So we're going to get right in there. Maybe. Get my other spoon out. Okay, so we want 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That goes in. I think I'm just going to have enough. There we go. Just enough. There might be like 1/4 of a teaspoon left. That's not going to do much good for me. That's okay though, because I got this on the grocery list. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And in that goes. We're going to give that a little bit of a stir. Okay, so now we want 2 cups of flour. Cup. Always level it off to make it nice and even, so you're getting exactly the right amount. Too much flour will make your cakes, your cupcakes, your muffins very dense and dry. You want the exact amount. In baking, it's got to be exact amounts. When you cook food, you can alternate, you can substitute, but for baking, it's got to be the exact amount. So 2 cups of flour goes in. And then we need 1/2 cup of milk. So see, everything goes in one bowl. It's very easy this way. And mix that up. This is unusual for a muffin recipe. Usually you're supposed to mix all the dry, then kind of mix it all, the wet and all together. But this one, easy peasy. Now for the fruit, you can use any kind of fruit you want. You can make a combination of fruit like I'm doing today, or you can just stick to strawberries, bananas, apples, whatever you want, whatever you have on hand. You want to have about 2 cups. Now I went ahead and chopped my fruit up beforehand. I've got bananas, blueberries, strawberries, and an apple. So we're going to pour that into the measuring cup and see if I have 2 cups of fruit. I can always add some more if I don't. It might be pretty close. I didn't, count it or anything. I did 1 apple, I have 4 or 5 strawberries, 1 banana, and a couple of handfuls of blueberries. I didn't measure them, I just put them on the board and chopped them. So there you go. We have 2 cups of mixed fruit. So in that goes, get that all out of there. Oh, come on, you banana, get out of there. Now you mix that in. Now this is the part where you just fold. You turn the batter over and over like this. You fold it. You just fold it gently. So just to incorporate the fruit. You don't want big chunks of fruit in one muffin and nothing in the other. So you want to get it well incorporated, well mixed in, but you don't want to overmix at the same time. So that's why we mixed everything step by step, so it would be a lot easier. So there is your batter with all the fruit mixed thoroughly evenly in. So you put those in your muffin pans. You can use a paper liner, or you can just grease your muffin pans. These are non-stick, so I'm not going to do either because they won't stick in them. They're my brand new Wilton cupcake pans that I got for Christmas. Alright, so we put about a good heaping tablespoon into each muffin pan because they will rise and you want to have room. A good huge heaping teaspoon. And then these bake in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. And we'll check out what it is like at the end. We're going to get these all in the oven. This should make about 1.5 dozen. Let's see how close I am. Normally I get about 1.5 dozen. If you don't want to make muffins with this, you can put it into a 8 by 8 square inch pan and bake it like a fruit cake, sort of like a muffin fruit explosion cake. I'm going to call it fruit explosion because every bite you're going to get is going to have some fruit in it, and it's such a variety of fruit that you get a different taste and a different bite in each one. Okay, so I'm not going to get 1.5 dozen unless I make some a little bit smaller. I'm going to get 1.4 dozen. That's alright though, because they can be a little bigger. It doesn't hurt anything. Some smaller, some bigger. You want them to be all relatively the same size, the same amount pretty much in each cookie sheet, because in each baking cupcake pan, because otherwise if some are smaller than others, they'll bake different times. So there. What I'm going to do with these 2 empty holes, you always want to put just a little bit of water, because you have nothing in them, so that area there could burn. So just a little bit of water in each one. Put these into a 350 degree oven and bake them for about, 15-20 minutes. Start off at 15 and keep checking. They will be done when they spring back when you touch them, or a toothpick goes in and comes out free. So I'll catch you back here in 15 minutes and we'll show you what they look like. Okay, we're back, and these muffins took 18 minutes to bake. So I'm going to show you how nice they come out. And there is our very hot, very hot. There's our fruit explosion muffin. I'm going to cut it in half to show you what it looks like inside. You cut these in half, put a little bit of butter on them, and enjoy. What you do is you take your knife, to loosen them up, you take your knife and run it around. Let's see if I can get this right. Just take your knife and go around the muffin tin like this, in a circle, and then you lift them out and let them rest on their sides. Just kind of flip it up and let it stand on its side like that until it's cool, and then you can put them on your serving plate. And if you put them on the sides like this, then because the muffin pans are still hot, this will have this, you know, you don't want them to cook anymore. Once they're done, they're done. And you can always add time. You can't take it away. So that's why you start off at a slower. I started off with 15 minutes and they weren't quite done, so I added 2 more. Or 5 more, sorry, because I knew by looking at them that they were going to take another. So 20 minutes it took, not 18. 18 they were just about done, and at 20 they were completely done. So there you go. There's the inside cut open, and you can see the bits of blueberry and a little bit of strawberry on each one is going to look a little bit different inside depending on how the fruit got incorporated. So there you are, fruit explosion muffins. You can use any kind of fruit. You can use a combination like I did. I used blueberries, strawberries, banana, and apple, or you can use one particular kind. This is the kind of fruit I had on hand, and this is what I used. So I hope you all enjoy. I'll let you know the ingredient list in the bottom and follow along in the video how to make them. All right, have a great day and enjoy baking. Bye-bye.